Hey, beautiful bride. I hope you are doing well. It is Good Friday. I'm looking rough here, but I'm running around getting all the Easter things ready. And I wanted to hop on really quick and talk about Mary, who anointed Jesus' feet, Mary of Bethany, who anointed Jesus' feet before his crucifixion. Because the Bible says that wherever the gospel message is told, that her story would be told as well. So I wanted to make sure that her story got told this weekend not because she's the focus this weekend. Of course, Jesus is the focus this weekend. But what she did honored him. And at the same time that she was doing this extravagant, beautiful act of worship by pouring this costly oil out on Jesus' feet, in the same time frame, Judas was about to do the worst act of betrayal ever. So it's like you have these two contrasting things in this moment around this table of fellowship. And I wanted to just point out that I've always wondered why this story in particular was linked with the gospel forever. Because that's important. You know, when it's said of a woman and her act and what she did, that what she did would be spoken of in conjunction with the gospel for eternity, like forever, there's something really important going on there. So I was thinking about it as I was walking my property today and praying on this beautiful Good Friday. I hope you're having a beautiful Good Friday wherever you are. And I was thinking about, like, why was her story in particular linked with the gospel message? Because the gospel message is everything, right? It's so vital and it's so important and it's everything. So I was thinking about that, and I thought, it is the heart posture that she had some form of a grasp of the beauty and the importance of Jesus. Like, none of us can fully grasp it. Obviously, she can't fully grasp it, I don't think, but she had some grasp of the level of worship that is due to Jesus. It makes me want to cry. So, just so beautiful that she took this ointment that would have been like a year's worth of wages, and she broke the alabaster box or jar or whatever it was, and she poured it out on him. And what other people saw as wasteful in the room, she saw as love and adoration and all this beautiful stuff. And Jesus saw it as beautiful and vital. So I just think that the reason that you hear that the story of Mary will be joined with the gospel for eternity, or throughout, wherever the gospel is preached, her story will be told. I think we see that at church when we have worship before we preach. And it's not, necessarily honoring Mary of Bethany, and I think that we need to be careful to always couple worship with the gospel message when ministers are preaching, and like we need to have that sense of adoration always, for Jesus and for the Father who sent his precious Son and loved us so well. I just, I was thinking about that this morning, and I just think it's the aspect of worship. Like Mary needs to be, her story needs to be told often, and I think part of it is just the heart of worship that we're seeing in her. That she had been with Jesus You know, when her sister Martha was running around with her head cut off and trying to do all the chores and trying to do all the things and getting upset because her sister wasn't joining in and helping her. And, you know, Jesus rebuked Martha a little bit. He did. And he said, you know, what your sister has chosen, what Mary has chosen, is the one thing. It is the main thing. So, I just wanted to talk about that today on Good Friday, to remember the heart of worship, to remember his worthiness, to remember that whatever we do for the Lord, however great or small, that we do it with pure intentions and with the heart and the love that, you know, he's worthy of. So it's one of my favorite stories in the Bible. So I just wanted to touch on that today on Good Friday. I pray that you're taking some time today to think about the cross. I pray that you're taking some time to slow down. It's a busy world, and it's hard for us to slow down sometimes. But today especially, Jesus is worthy of us taking some time to sit with him and remember the cross, and to look at our lives, examine our lives. I need to examine my heart and my life all the time and just say, am I engaging or welcoming something that I shouldn't be, that Jesus died for, that he suffered for? I don't want to be in union or communion with things that Jesus suffered for to set me free from. So just taking that time to look at the cross and to live a life honoring what Jesus did. So I love you guys. I pray for you. I pray you have a beautiful, beautiful resurrection weekend. Jesus is King.